Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Drums and Drams. My name's Cameron and today we're gonna try something a little bit different here on the channel. Now, it's not gonna be groundbreaking by any means. It's just gonna be a blind tasting of one single sample, and at the end of this video, I will reveal it to myself out of this envelope, but along the way, you will know what's in this glass. I'll put it somewhere along the bottom of the screen here. But the reason I say this is new or different for the channel is because typically whenever I do blind pours or blind flights, that's gonna appear on a live stream, I'd say 9 times out of 10. Only recently have I started experimenting with blind tastings within the YouTube Shorts format. But along the way, after seeing the Bourbon Junkies do pour guesses, ADHD Whiskey Matt Porter with his 1 Ounce Wednesday, and also just the fact that blind tastings are such a big part of Drums and Drams live streams, I just thought it'd be great to have kind of an ongoing series here on the channel. I'm also using the working title now of What's That Whiskey? So I'm gonna ask for a lot of feedback from you guys. Does the title suck? Or is it, does it actually tell you what's going on in the video? How often do you want to see this kind of content? Do you like the editing? Do you want to see the whiskey revealed at the beginning of the video down here? Or do you want it closer to the middle or at the end of the video? What do you think? Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Last thing is that this sample was provided by a man who drives a Jeep. His name on YouTube is Have Jeep Will Whiskey. He's also a Patreon supporter. So I have to say thank you for this sample. It's been a long time coming. So here we go. It's a very, very dark whiskey. I'm excited for this. So this is a very intense whiskey on the nose. It's got a huge punch of like dry, dark fruit notes, extremely oaky and in your face. I would say that the concentration of oak in this whiskey reminds me of a hot climate, potentially a higher place in a rick house, if not a hot climate. It's got a little tinge of a craftiness to it. Because of the concentration, I feel like this could be finished to some degree. Like I don't get a specific wine note or brandy note or rum note or anything like that. It could be like a new French oak or a new American oak, but typically French oak turns me off. And I don't get that in here. So I would say this is perhaps a hot climate, craft, 7 to 10 year old whiskey. This is just, spitballing here on the nose. I think it could have some toasted or double oaked kind of quality or staving or something else like that going on here. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, on the nose, maybe around 125 proof. It smells really good, very intense. The oak notes on here aren't like Evan Williams 23 sweet, decadent, rich oak, but it's also not like Booker's dry, young oak either. Somewhere in the middle. So I don't know, 7 to 10 years old maybe. Let's do a sip here. We'll go back to the nose. That is that's punctuated there. Actually really delicious on the palate. Getting into kind of like these burnt caramels, burnt toffee notes on the palate. Lots and lots of rich cinnamon. It's not super sweet, more like almost like a cinnamon bark, like a little bit more of like a savory cinnamon. Wow, I mean, this is a really nice whiskey. Perhaps a teeny bit outdoorsy or grassy as well. And I picked up something crafty on the nose, but the palate is not that crafty. This is pretty impressive stuff. Now, I'll be curious to see what it is, what the price point is, and everything like that. But I do want to lock in a few more guesses here, so I'm gonna go back to the nose now. Yeah, look, this could be some serious stuff, I think. I don't think it's a Kentucky whiskey. I would pin this down as being from like a Mississippi or Louisiana. Yeah, maybe something like that. Alabama, Georgia, like I would think this is a Southern whiskey, high heat, because it feels like the oak is so intense. I don't think this is from a smaller barrel necessarily. It does feel like it still could be from a 53. If it had all of these qualities and it was a little bit more savory than it is, then I would say maybe like a 30-gallon barrel or something. I really like this stuff. I really like it. I'm gonna lock in a few guesses here. Let's do one more sip. Little grapiness kind of coming through now. All right, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 128 proof. I'm gonna say this is 9 years old. That feels right. 128 proof, 9 years old. I think this is a bourbon. I think it has some sort of double oak or toasted finish to it. I think that's all I got. I don't have a bottle guess necessarily. If I had to really spitball it, this is maybe like a finished like Crittenden's or something, which I've never even had Crittenden's, but this is just where my mind goes as I funnel things down and taste this. And I think that's gonna be it. So let's see what Mr. Have Jeep Will Whiskey has got for me here in this envelope. Very, very curious. All right, here we go. What do we got here? Oh, wow. totally wrong. So I got a little craftiness to this, but this is not craft whatsoever. Heaven Hill Select Stock Toasted Barrel. So the toasted barrel part was right. This is 61.7% ABV, so 123.4. I guessed 128, so I'm a little higher on that. The age on this is just over 9 years. So I nailed the age. I'm within 5 proof points, let's say, on that. I got that it is some sort of finish. It's new toasted oak barrels, it says. I did get that it's a bourbon, but I said it was probably not Kentucky. I thought high heat, like a hotter climate. I think that hotter climate for me was confused with the fact that this was like a toasted finish put in that secondary barrel. I would say I did pretty good on this. Price point on these, I think are kind of variable on these select stocks. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I can't imagine that it's more than like 150. And I would say regardless, this is worth the money. I think this is like a really, really solid bourbon. Yeah, wow, fantastic. And it kind of comes through a little bit more obviously now that I know what it is. But this is good practice, a good first go at this new series. So let me know if you guys like this. Again, editing, frequency, title, all that kind of good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon for some barrel picks and for some exclusive content as well. I can't wait to do more of these mystery samples because I have like literally 100 of them behind me between like 5 different boxes. So it's time to get down to work, do some more of these tastings here with this pre-recorded long form content. Cheers, and I'll see you guys soon here on Drums and Drams.